been in Nycha since 1969, and I've been under Section 9, and it's just going to take these private developers off our backs. Well, with all this stuff that's being resolved with the 70 employees that took the money, and do I get answers on my district manager from District 3, which I don't want to mention his name, and he was present here. He doesn't answer a lot of things that I would like to know about Nycha, and I want Nycha to be saved as Section 9 because it's security. But the private developers, it only lasts 20 years on a contract, and after 20 years, people are out of the apartments, and there's no protection with Nycha. Thank you.
Thank you for your testimony. Go ahead.
I'm Selena Miranda.
You just press the button.
I'm Selena Miranda. I live in a development that's in danger of being demolished in the Elliott Chelsea houses. Public housing have always been linked to Nycha. We don't need Nycha managing us to still be public housing. These fraudulent practices that Nycha have been committing is not a reason to privatize. Public housing was made with a purpose, to prevent homelessness and to house the lowest of income earners. These affordable housing developments have an income bracket that tenants need to meet. The lowest of income earners will not qualify to live under many of these RAD conversions. The only true affordable housing there is public housing. Let's hold Nycha accountable. The Nycha employees at the lower level are the ones getting arrested. For many have known for years that these practices have been taking place. Why has it been allowed to go on for so long? And why are they getting exposed now? Who is supposed to be overseeing the Nycha employees that got arrested? It's true. It's time we start holding accountable. The Lisa Boba Hyatt and the Barbara Brancachos of Nycha, they are using these arrests to justify privatization. No, just follow through on your job function, and Nycha can run smoothly as it's supposed to. Many Nycha tenants are not getting the work orders from their apartment fixed. The major problems such as leaks and mold, but a simple fixture such as changing a light bulb gets done, and the vendor gets paid over $700 for the changing of one light bulb. The funding is available, but our Nycha buildings are being systematically allowed to get run down. The physical needs analysis of our Nycha buildings is skyrocketing high to rehabilitate the Nycha buildings, but if they are using the fraudulent cost of changing a light bulb, then the PMA is a miscalculation and needs to be revised. The Fulton Elliott and Chelsea houses.
Finish what you said.
The Fulton Elliott and Chelsea houses are at risk of being demolished based on lies and deceptive tactics. Our buildings are not deteriorating. Yes, we do need maintenance, but our buildings are harder than brick itself. It would be a crime to demolish. The new buildings built today are made with cheap materials. You have tenants outside of Nycha paying $4,000 or more in those affordable housing units, but those same tenants are not the priority. It's all for profit. Let's not get rid of our retro and well-built buildings. The related company buildings have tenants who stay for an estimate of 2 years. They realize that they are getting gypped. They move and pay the same and live better elsewhere. Getting demolished is a violation. Getting demolished is a violation of the 2019 working group findings. It was decided that not one of our Chelsea Nycha buildings would not be demolished. But once they decided to demolish, the working group findings was crumbled into a ball and tossed in the garbage. It's useless at this point and no longer have any validity. In truth, it never had any validity. It was never a legal binding document. Neither is the survey which they are using to justify demolition. 6 tenants from Fulton and 6 tenants from the Elliott Chelsea was involved in the decision making to be converted into RAD. The rest of the community have not been educated in the process. They do not know the difference between Section 9 and Section 8. FEC tenants started to lose trust in Nycha ever since they started to sell us out to private developers. You want to gain our trust? Stop demolition, stop privatization, and have Nycha meet up to their standard. Many elected officials are also involved in the fraudulent practices. Many need to be investigated and exposed. Please help us. No demolition, no privatization. Hold all of Nycha accountable. And let's replace Nycha employees with people who actually care about the tenants. And also, please reply to our email. We sent you an email on FEC Stop Demolition. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your testimony. Thanks.
Joel Kupferman, Environmental Justice Initiative. Thank you for being here. I've been at Nycha hearings for the last 2-3 years, and it sort of annoys me that I would say that collectively we're all guilty of not making things change. Things have gotten worse. I'm really concerned about the environmental conditions. I'm counsel to Alfred Smith Houses and work with RPPH, Residents for Preserved Public Housing. I've contacted agencies for years, including DOI, the Federal Monitor, City Health Department, and DEP. But now, Nycha has forbidden me to speak to the contractor that's dealing with Smith, where a lot of these problems that we're talking about are happening. So complaints have fallen upon deaf ears. A collective non-response, which serves as an alibi for people's actions. Good contractors, I think it's important for you to know, have avoided working for Nycha, calling it unfair competition. At Smith, we have a contractor that wants to do good work, and they're being silenced. So part of the problem, it's not just a few bad contracts, a few people getting extra money. We're pushing out the bad, and it's just basically, the word on the street is that you could follow the bad stuff, little contractors and big contractors, go to Nycha, and you're there. Poor construction and renovation is not just a financial burden, but a serious health burden. Asbestos, lead, water, and sewage is hitting people now. We show that in COVID, and COVID's coming back, with increased exposure to dust, chronic exposure, and that's what all these Nycha residents are getting, leads to a major increase in COVID death. So there's a health problem here, and part of the solution is there's federal and state agencies that should be called in, that have money to help, and Nycha doesn't want to hear from them, all right? Disregard for health and safety measures. We put it in over and over again. We've caught monitors asleep away from the thing. This is a $300 air monitor that measures better than the monitors that's there. These should be outfitted to residents when they're doing any type of construction work to make a solid record of what's happening, all right?
Wrap up your statement.
Excuse me?
Please wrap up your testimony.
Okay, so part of the problem is on the inside is cutting into asbestos and lead walls. There's a bad active policy that the city has, that has been invoked, that we used against the bad pesticide spraying. The city ripped up an $8 million contract over 2 or 3 OSHA violations. That is one way to clean up Nycha. OSHA has a program called Strategic Partner Participation, where they come in and do a complete evaluation of all the work practices, which would help all the residents there for preventing the exposure to the workers or whatever. We asked Dan Green, who testified here. First they said yes, then they limited it to Smith, and then they rejected it. That's one way that overnight you could have the federal government come in and tell you that all the bad working conditions that are on, a free evaluation and recommendations with temporary, a waiver of any fines. That's the questions you should be asking. Why are they not turning down help from outside agencies and not just talking? Tenant participation. Part of the problem is when people call up to complain, they call up 311. Right now, those calls are being diverted to Nycha. The City Health Department, DEP, and all the other agencies that should be involved, that mandated by city charter, are not even getting those complaints. So part of the problem is the city council is allowing these people to just be forced to, talk to the bad landlord and not the agencies that have the mandate to do it. It's unconstitutional and just totally unfair.
All right,
I've been here like the whole day, so I just asked for 2 more minutes, okay?
No. 10 more seconds.
Okay, you should have to strengthen the whistleblower protection. Today, I got called by whistleblowers that work at Nycha that are complaining about work practices. Other whistleblowers have left because they got hounded out. If you're listening to them, you should be listening to people that have the inside news.
Thank you for your testimony. Next.
Thank you.
All right, what's up, everybody? Hello, Chair Banks. My name is Christopher Leon Johnson, and I want to make this clear about this committee hearing. This committee hearing is nothing but smokescreen to what's really happening here. And I'm gonna say this right now, brother. You got voted in. You got elected through Labor Strong 2023, and the biggest union part of that is the carpenters. Now the carpenters, they're behind the Rad Pack situation because if you knock the buildings down, they're able to build it back up. The carpenters got you elected over Charles Barron and Jamila Rhodes. Now the question people need to start asking you as the chair, can you be trusted in helping the people here save their apartments at Fulton Chelsea? Because it's hard to trust you as the chair of this committee and as a council member when you are down with the carpenters, who are one of the biggest unions that are pushing for Rad Pack. Now, what recently happened with that hearing, or with the 70 arrests, that was nothing but a publicity stunt. That was nothing but publicity. Those are low-level employees of the Nycha who got arrested. What they need to start doing is arresting the big people on top. Starting back with this lady right behind me, the CEO of Nycha, who need to be arrested with them because she's part of the problem. She's a big part of the problem. Nycha, they want Nycha to be eradicated because it's an anchor to the city of Yes. All this is about is the city of Yes. All you council members are down with Rad and Pact. All you guys are down with the blueprint. All you guys are down with the displacement of the people of Nycha so you can appease these yimbys and open Europe for all and transportation alternatives and open plans and Dan Grodonic and the mayor Eric Adams. Now wait. You let them speak for 3-5 minutes. Why can't you speak 3-5 minutes? Wait. One more thing.
Thank you for your testimony.
See, this is crazy.
I reside in the Elliott Houses. Thank you for this oversight hearing. The New York City Housing Authority, the largest public housing authority in the nation, was established to provide decent, affordable housing for low and moderate income New Yorkers, alongside with a workforce development program. It was founded on the recognition that private developers wouldn't address the urgent need for housing. The primary partnership lies between Nycha and its residents. And when I say residents, I mean the thousands of residents, not just the resident association leaders. Introducing additional bureaucratic leaders is not a solution. PAC-RAD is not the solution. The Preservation Trust is not a solution. And demolition is not a viable solution. Currently, 18% of Nycha staff are public housing residents. Embracing the circular economy is crucial. Nycha once had skilled trades to handle the work, but outsourcing leads to resourcing losing Nycha. At one time, Nycha had skilled trades to do the work. Union jobs translate into higher income, meaning higher rents, meaning the money just goes back from whence it came. The most important part is accountability. Without that, nothing else matters. They need to be made accountable for the decisions they have made. That needs to be worked on a city, state, and federal level. If that is not done, anything else is meaningless.
Thank you for your testimony. Now we're going to go to the virtual vote.
For those on Zoom wishing to testify, I'll call your name and you'll be prompted to unmute yourself. You can begin your testimony.